Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Yarncore DIY. Today I'm going to try and make a bunch of tiny little ice cream cones, and by a bunch I might only make one or two. I want to get into amigurumi. Sorry if I said that wrong. It might be amigurumi. I want to try and get into it. I think food is cute, especially if you put little faces on it, and I think ice cream cones would be a good place to start. I can turn them into little keychains. I've only made like a few things before. I made a tiny Totoro. I made a pom pom purin. I feel like that was a bad place to start because they both had so many things that I had to sew on that it kind of put me off of making any kind of little stuffies. So what I think I'm going to do is try to do some no-sews. And today I'm going to start with ice cream. So yeah, we're going to do that. So the first thing I need to do is find a pattern. I had gotten a pattern on Etsy, but it made the top part and the bottom part separate, and then you sew them together. I am specifically looking for a no-sew pattern that wasn't in the title or in the description, so I bought it. It was like 77 cents, not a big deal. But I don't want to sew. I don't like it. It's my least favorite part. So my purpose right now is to find a pattern that is no sew. I will link whatever pattern I end up using in the comment or description below and let you guys know which one I end up using. But right now my mission is to find a no sew quick pattern that I can just run with. I found a video, Little Crochet Farm. I'm going to use that as a tutorial. She's using a smaller hook than I have and a type of yarn that I don't have. But we're going to make it work because I have a small hook and I have extra yarn just laying around from projects that I did and don't have any use for them anymore. So I'm going to use those and see what I can do with it. I also have some eyes for me if I decide to make them like little faces, and we're going to go from there. Let's see how this works. So for this project, I'm just going to use this little 4.25 hook and some scissors and some yarn that I have lying around, mainstays, and some big twist. Nothing really fancy. It's just left over from old projects. All right, cool. Got it. Sweet. Do a magic circle. This isn't a tutorial. This isn't my pattern. I'm not distributing this pattern. I'm not going to show you how to make this. It's not my pattern to share. So yeah, but I'm going to do this the best I can, as fast as I can, and see if I can document it. See if I can get it right, and if it will actually look like an ice cream cone when I am done. I forgot to put my stitch marker and dropped a stitch and added a stitch somewhere. I'm supposed to be at 30 and I ended up at like 34. I have no idea. And I tried to correct and it just looked wonky. So I'm starting over. This is why I don't like amigurumi. Because of my own forgetfulness. And this is where we're back to. Okay, so after the miscount and starting over, I have made it back to where I need to be. On her pattern, she does 9 rows. I did 10 just because I'm using a bigger yarn and it didn't look ice creamy enough for me. But yeah, time to move on to the next portion, which is the like right before the cone, like the ruffle that looks like the ice cream getting plopped on top. So let's see how that goes. I will let you know. All right, here we are. Starting to look more like ice cream cone or ice cream. I think we're going to be moving on to the cone now. Yep. As you can see, the body is starting to form. The ice cream is there on top. Obviously too big to be a keychain. So we will, it's going to just be a plushie for now. And I might have been ambitious when I said I was going to make more than one of these today, but it's moving along pretty fast. Everything after this is a decrease, so it should move even faster. I will check back in. I admittedly have not watched this video all the way through. I'm doing it as I watch. And I don't think she had to use any stuffing on hers because hers is such a small yarn and a small hook. But I am going to stuff mine. I have some polyfill full. I don't know. I have some of that and I'm going to start stuffing it now because it's already getting kind of small on the bottom. So this is my first time ever making this pattern. Yep, it's an ice cream cone. So there it is, my first ice cream cone. I'm gonna try and make another one. It's obviously too big to be a keychain, but I'm gonna try and make another one with a smaller hook and see how that one comes out. And I will let you guys know how that turns out. This is cute. It's a strawberry cone, chocolate cone, strawberry ice cream. First, I think it's pretty good for my first try. You can tell where I was doing yarn over, yarn under because I was not in the habit of yarn under, so I kept switching back and forth between the two. And it's a pretty simple pattern. I think I can make this next one without watching the video, but I'm going to keep the video up for reference in case I get lost or something just isn't adding up right. I probably could have stuffed it a little bit more, but cone one. On this one, I did make a few modifications. I think hers ends at 21 rows. Mine has 23 rows because I added a little bit extra to make the top longer because it didn't look ice creamy enough for me. And then the cone was going to be really short, almost cupcake-like, so I added a few extra rounds before I just did all decreases. But other than that, all her pattern, just a few modifications because I was using different yarn, different hook size. And yeah, the next one I'm going to do is going to be a 3.5 hook. So let's see how that one turns out. I'm going to use the same yarn, and that's usually where this becomes an issue because the yarn is not meant for a hook this small. But we shall see, as I say, how this goes. Ooh, it's already, see, this is why I don't like it. We'll figure it out. We will figure it out. I gotta start over. But I will check back in. So here's the second one I made. Slightly smaller hook, significant size difference, but not much. Still not keychain size, so obviously I need to get a smaller hook and smaller yarn to make it keychain size, but I've gotten the pattern down. I was able to make this one without using the video at all. And then like I can add like sprinkles and like little smiley faces and stuff. But yeah, new pattern learned. So thank you for coming to my channel, Yarncore DIY. I just learned a new pattern today and I'm going to keep practicing it and try and use it to get rid of yarn.